The walls of my prison, once white and sterile, had become comforting. The slot in my door opened, and the delivery robot pushed my last meal through. But I wasn't hungry. The timer above my room's door told me I had only 1 hour left. And that filled me with terror. It's ironic. When I first arrived here, it showed 23 years. I used to torture myself watching the countdown, seeing the seemingly endless wait diminish second by second. And now, I was tortured even more in the same way, hoping for some system failure that would stop the countdown. The food remained untouched until the countdown reached 0. The guard, armored and more robust than its delivery counterpart, covered the entrance as it opened. These robots were always so polite. They were hailed as the saviors of the penal system. When they were first introduced, the robots wouldn't be harmful. The robots wouldn't need to use excessive force. They could be built to withstand any blow dealt to them. Believe me, I tried. In fact, that's what got me kept in solitary confinement for the last 10 years. You start enough fights, hit enough delivery robots, and apparently, you become a troublesome inmate. Then, you're removed from the general population. Initially, I thought it would drive me insane, but now I realize it saved me. When I didn't move and continued ignoring the guard's command, it entered to force me out. I resisted, throwing punches, begging to be allowed to stay. It simply injected me with a mild sedative and told me my account was settled. But I didn't want to be free. It carried me to the processing window. The office robots had done an excellent job, keeping track of my few belongings. My clothes from back then were returned to me along with my wallet, a credit card that had expired 20 years ago, and some cash. It was all that was left. Then I began to cry. I was startled by one of the room screens that came to life. A soothing voice appeared. The prison's artificial intelligence reminded me that they had contacted the rehabilitation center and left a message for the director to await my arrival. It assured me they had an excellent psychologist who would help me resolve any adjustments needed for re-entering society. The robots had taken control over the prisons as a measure of efficiency and cost reduction. When it came to rehabilitating prisoners, a decision that could now be avoided, they forced me to walk the last stretch of the hallway, approaching the doors to the outside. The daylight grew brighter and panic blossomed in my chest. I didn't want to see what was outside, but the guards escorting me made sure I reached the doors. I stepped out and was met with the bodies. Men and women in decay filled the streets just as I had imagined. Everything was utter chaos. The television in my cell had informed me when the plague broke out 2 years ago, a strange disease that spread through the air. The world's governments tried to eradicate it, but it became increasingly difficult to control. A year ago it was declared a pandemic. The last updated report I saw was from 3 months ago. It indicated that at least 90% of the population had died, and of the few people left alive, an infection rate of 98% was estimated. It was the end of humanity. After that, the only thing broadcasted on television was that same report over and over again. That's when I understood that the critical countdown was 3 months. 3 months to join them. And now my time had run out.